promised, fulfilled, my AKAPADers. Hey, I'm an honest film buff. So, earlier on this show, and you guys, the show of shows, the greatest movie podcast in human history, it's right here. We discussed a movie called Companion that starred Jack Quaid. Quad. And I said during that time, this could be a breakout year for our boy. Now, I think I said it would be a breakout year, but I saw this movie. But I told you guys I would bring this movie to you all in a timely manner. So we will kind of wrap up our Jack Quaid theme for the year. So we're doing that with this episode. It's a movie called Novocaine. If you guys need to know the plot, this guy, a little bit of a social exile, he doesn't feel pain. Like, he doesn't have like nerve endings. If you ever saw the movie Kick-Ass, where the kid uses his power of that, we call it power, his ability, but he becomes a vigilante. In this movie, we kind of have a socially awkward weirdo that hunts down a girl through a bank robbery that bangs him one time, and then he finds out that the girl's in on it. Spoiler alert. I'm not recommending this movie. Let's hit the intro, but promise fulfilled. I told you guys we would get 2 Jack Quaid movies in a timely manner. So here we go. Let's talk.
Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production. Take 1.
Action.
And a lot of times I feel like the entire podcast is in that intro, but who cares? So why do I have? So this is what I would call like a high concept action thriller movie with a great dramatic hook. You believe Jack Quaid, like the guy that he plays in this, like you believe he's into this girl. Jack Quaid sells this guy so well. He does the drama, he does the melodrama, he does the action, he does there's like a little bit of discovery as he's figuring out what his body can handle along the way. He does all of these things well. He delivers his lines. He is funny and dramatic, back-to-back in back-to-back scenes. And we're with him. We want him to succeed. Now, we just got done tooting this guy's horn. This movie is directed by Dane Bark and Robert Olson. They've done a couple movies. I believe we've spoken about almost all of their movies. 2015 Body, 2019 Villains, like that movie. 2020, like this one a lot, Significant Other, and Novocaine. Now in 2016, they did a movie called Stake Land 2. Not really sure what that movie is. It has a great thumbnail. It makes me want to catch up on and watch Stake Land 1 and see if this is a franchise. Maybe there's a third one. These are two dudes. They are former roommates. I guess according to their wiki, they met each other in college and moved into a film directing career together. Lars Jacksobon, Jacoby's son. This is our writer. This movie is laid out, and this movie flows, and we can follow it, and from scene to scene, and a lot of the action, a lot of things that happen are all there. It's predictable. It's things that we see coming, but the movie disengages the audience as we go along, and the reason for that is we're not quite there with the rush of it, with the drama of it. Some of the action scenes, which really carry movies like this, they have to be a little bit more heightened, a little bit more creative. Like, dare I say, like, lean into the ability of this guy not being able to feel pain. But what we get is great editing. Christian Wagner. We have great music. Lauren Bath. We have some wonderful cinematography. Jacques Drufall. All the right names. This is, for a $16 million movie, this is a complete movie. It's a complete experience. Just watching it, though, and might be sometimes, as a film buff, like different movies and different, like just for example, starting, I think this week we'll be dropping Mission Impossible episodes sometime this week. Be on the lookout for that. I've been watching a lot of Mission Impossible, and they're Novocaine and Mission Impossible are two separate realms. They're two separate worlds. It's unfair to compare any of it, but at the same time, your brain, and I kind of spoke about this at one time when we first started doing the 31 Days of Dread, where I said, like, watching this much horror, and 31 Days of Dread is the annual horror event on this podcast where we do one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. I said back then where it's like you watch that much horror, it messes with your head. And a lot of times, like it's like your synapses they get used and programmed by certain types of rhythms in some of this filmmaking. Sitting down watching so much Mission Impossible to prepare you guys for a little bit of a Mission Impossible deep dive on this very podcast can take away parts of this movie. Now, the girl in this movie too, Amber Midhunter, she's really good. Ray Nicholson's good in this movie. Matt Walsh, or Matthew Paul Walsh, who is like the perfect dad in so many movies. Like, and we have Jacob Batalon, who is from the Spider-Man movies. He plays this online gaming friend that kind of comes out of nowhere and helps. But he strictly has an online relationship with Jack Quaid. So we have like familiar faces. Everyone performs and nails, and everything is like well directed. It's just what we would like to call the set pieces. The set pieces don't possess us, and some of it could be, in fact, that and this is why we document as much as we do on the AKAPAD Film Buff podcast, and this is why a lot of you guys are so dedicated, and I thank you for that. Our brains can get used and messed up a certain way from watching too much of something, and that's where I think we are with this movie. It's not a full recommendation because I do feel like it falters a little bit towards the end, and as this movie, it just feels like it drags on, and you may not care how it wraps up, even though it has a very heartfelt ending. I may have to explore this movie a little bit more, a little bit deeper, just maybe in a different atmosphere, in a different world at another time. But with all of that said, I wish I could just give this a full recommendation. I cannot right now, but moving forward, I may cycle back and change my mind. Sorry, Jack Quaid, but hey, Jack, I told everyone out there I was going to do these two movies. Now, our directors, Dan and Robert, the DR connection. I'm excited to see what these guys have coming next, because they know how to put together a movie. They really do. They have a nose for high concepts. They have a nose for content. They have a nose for what's popular. I give Jack Quaid a lot of credit. They did this publicity stunt too during this LA Lakers game to promote the movie, where every single quarter when he was on camera courtside at the game, he was a little bit more beat up. That instantly went viral. It was a great thing to talk about with the movie. We haven't seen a practical marketing technique like that for an American movie for quite some time, and rightfully so. It went viral. I am looking forward to the future of Jack Quaid. I think he's going to be one of the talents and personalities that get positioned in a lot of the movies to sell. And I'm just hoping he's, like we get him making a different class of movie and not just moving into the DC comics, the Marvel comics, or like the Star Wars universe, even though I am sure if he hasn't gotten offers already, I'm sure they're coming. The entire production, highly talented individuals, people who are professionals and they know what they're doing. It's just frustrating sometimes for me when it doesn't coagulate and gel together. But I'm inviting another viewing for this movie at a different time. AKAPADers, I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.